Welcome to WhatGear Reviews. Today I'm looking at these, the Sennheiser HD 450 BT wireless headphones. These have active noise cancelling and these come in at £145 at the time of this video. There will be links below this video, so keep an eye on those. There is a chance these could go on sale and you might be able to pick up an even better bargain than they already are. Anyway, what I'm going to do in this video is take them out of the box, give you guys my first impressions, not just of the design, but also of the sound quality of these headphones. I've been doing headphone review videos for about 5 years now, so I like to think that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to audio. So make sure you stick around to the end for that. Anyway, let's get a look at this box and then let's get them out and see what they're all about. So you've got a voice assistant button on the headphones, which is great because some of the more expensive headphones actually don't even have that. The battery life now is 30 hours, which is insane and makes these a really good option for traveling with. If you're going on those long distance journeys, 30 hours should be enough. Active noise cancelling as well is a big plus when it comes to travel headphones. And from my experience when traveling, I like to turn on the noise cancelling sometimes and not actually listen to anything. It just blocks out a good amount of that background noise and it can help you sleep on the plane, but also when you're watching movies you can get far more immersed in there when you're not listening to the sound of the engines on the planes and the trains and the cars. So these are the codecs that these support, and it's really good actually that they've got AAC in there. So that's Apple's own codec. iPhones actually default to that, so it's really great that that's in there. You've got Qualcomm aptX, which is the sort of standard, but then you've got this new Qualcomm aptX low latency. So this should really help when it comes to lip sync issues when watching films and YouTube videos with your headphones. Sometimes if you have like a slower Bluetooth connection, the voices don't line up perfectly with the picture, so you shouldn't have that issue with these. I'll test that out. Anyway, let's get these open. So here are the headphones, and first impressions are these actually feel very luxurious, way more than I was expecting actually. Anyway, let's check out some of this other stuff. So we've got a white 2.5 to 3.5 headphone jack and a USB-C charging cable. Then we got the user guide here and a carry case, which is basically a canvas carry case. Got a little pocket there for your cables, and then the headphones collapse down like this and they fit in there quite nicely. So it's going to give you a bit of protection when it comes to sort of scuffs and scratches. If you drop these on a hard surface, yeah, this case isn't going to do all that much to protect them, but it's nice for traveling. Throw this in your backpack or something like that, you know it's not going to get all scratched up, especially when you got the white ones, because I'm assuming these are actually going to show a lot more sort of wear and tear than the black ones. So let's get a look at the design on these things. First thing I noticed actually with these ear pads here is that kind of memory foam they got there. It's super soft, and the material over the surface I'm assuming isn't a real leather. It's going to be like what they call nowadays a vegan leather. But it feels really nice. The build of these is largely plastic, but it feels incredibly premium and luxurious if you ask me. When it comes to the hinges and the flexibility here, very good. No creaks and cracks, and that's quite impressive, especially considering the plastic sort of build of these. You've got the branding across the side here and the Sennheiser logo there, and that little vent on the back of the ear cup is a microphone for the noise cancelling. So this is where it'll pick up the outer noise. So on the right ear cup, it basically houses all of the controls, and it's also got a little microphone there as well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's going to be your voice call mic. You've got the power button here. This doubles up as the ANC button as well, so you can switch between your ANC modes. You've got the analog in, you've got the USB-C in, and then you've got this button here, which is actually a volume rocker, surprisingly enough. That is a volume rocker, so you can push it either side to turn the volume up or down. Then you've got this sort of jog wheel, which I actually really like this implementation here. You can skip forward and back just by flicking this switch here, and that's really cool. And if you push it downwards, it's going to play pause. Then you've got this new button here, which I believe is the new voice assistant button, so that's pretty cool. So when it comes to adjusting the headband, you can see it's quite clicky, quite strong. Once you get it in place, it kind of locks there and it's quite nice. I like that. And inside the ear cups here, you can see there's just a thin bit of canvas covering the driver, and the driver kind of protrudes a little bit out there in the center. And from my experience, when it comes to headphones that have this kind of style ear cups, you actually get the perception of the music being much louder and clearer because the driver is actually a lot closer to your ear. Sometimes when you have headphones with a bit more padding inside, the driver itself is a bit further from your ear, so it will still sound awesome, but bringing the drivers a little bit closer sometimes can give headphones like this an advantage. So before I talk about the sound quality, I should really talk about these onboard controls. This sort of jog wheel that it has is so easy to use, and I really appreciate this. A little flick up to skip track, a little flick down to skip back, hold down to play pause. That's really cool. And you've also got a volume rocker as well on this side. So once you get the hang of where that is, there's a little sort of raised bit so you could kind of identify it. Really easy to change volume. So if you have your phone in your pocket, you can just change volume right here without having to get your phone out. So you can do pretty much everything without getting your phone out, and that is awesome. But if you do want to get your phone out, then you can adjust the EQs using the app, and that's pretty much all the app does. But now let's talk about how these perform with the different genres. Alright, so normally I don't really appear in these videos when I talk about sound quality, but I feel like I should do this one a little bit differently. So let me talk about how these sound when it comes to the different genres. So the first genre I always listen to is EDM, so a kind of dance track, and really these headphones surprise me with the bass. But the real strong point when it comes to EDM sounds like it's in the mids and the high ranges. You get a good amount of detail there. You can tweak the audio with the Sennheiser app. Now I listen to everything on the flat profile. When you boost up the bass, it gets a little bit too muddy. When you boost up the treble, it actually sounds really good, and that takes me nicely on to the next genre, which is hip-hop. So hip-hop, again, that bass is impressive and it helps, but when you turn up the highs and the mids, it actually sounds a bit better in my opinion. I know for some of you guys out there who like hip-hop and that kind of style of music, you want more bass. I wouldn't advise you to turn the bass up too high. Trust me, you're going to lose some detail there. So the third track that I listen to is a rock track by Nirvana, recorded for MTV Unplugged. And it's really a good detail test because it's recorded in such a small studio, enclosed space. You can really hear all of the details when it comes to the strings and the drums and all this kind of stuff. And actually these, because it's so good in those sort of mid to high frequencies, works really well for this kind of music. And when you turn the volume all the way up, the loudness isn't unbearable, but it's loud enough for you to enjoy rock music. And the proper volume is meant to be enjoyed at. Now the last genre that I listen to is the sort of classical with orchestral music in the background. These headphones really shine here again because it hasn't got this sort of overpowering bass. The details are really nice, and when you tweak the EQ a little bit, you can get a lot out of these. And I should talk about the noise cancelling as well. So I'm used to using my Sony 1000 XM3s. Those are really class leading when it comes to noise cancelling. If those are a 9 out of 10, I probably put these around 7 out of 10, and that is good. Trust me, that is very good. These are more than adequate when it comes to noise cancelling. The one thing that I wish these had, which they don't, is the ambient pass-through, so you can actually hear your surroundings. Because if you're walking down the street with noise cancelling on, you can't hear the road traffic. You could easily step out in front of a car, and you don't want to do that. And when it comes to the comfort of actually wearing these headphones, that memory foam padding is really nice. My ears do kind of touch the padding a bit, but because it's so soft, it really doesn't bother me that much. And I don't really notice my ears heating up a crazy amount either. So that's a good thing. At £145 for the quality you get in the sound and the noise cancelling, these are a real bargain. And I do like this white color as well. If you guys want to check out the price on these awesome Sennheiser 450 BTs, follow the link below this video. If you enjoyed this quick unboxing and first impression video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.